And there we have it once again, reopened, revisited, rehashed. Lennox Lewis. Big up, England, big up. Lennox Lewis has once again put in a claim, an old claim, that Anthony Joshua and his team avoided Deontay Wilder at all cost. And this is what he had to say. He said, Anthony Joshua has avoided a fight with Deontay Wilder for years. Despite Wilder's challenges, Lewis pointed out that while Wilder openly called out AJ, Joshua's team never took up the offer. Instead, Tyson Fury embraced the challenge, flying to America to take on Wilder himself, according to Lewis. This decision left AJ missing out on one of the most anticipated heavyweight matchups. Do you think Anthony Joshua should face Deontay Wilder earlier? Well, to answer that question, hell yeah, they should have fought each other earlier. That fight might be close to dead right now. I mean, it could happen, but I think it may be the only thing that could happen for both of them if they decide not to fight anyone credible. Okay? So, yeah, that answered the question that was asked in the article. But, Lennox Lewis, he was somewhat of a mentor to Deontay Wilder. So, I used to give Lewis a lot of stick. Lewis does not like me. But, I mean, because of that, and to reopen this again, they offered Wilder offers. The A side offered the B side offers. It was a counter offer for $50 million, supposedly the situation of the $50 million, it had to be within 24 to 48 hours. And, and supposedly there was no contract. There was no details. That was like, hey, you want it? Yes or no? And then he said, yes. All right. And then they'll give you a bunch of stuff that you didn't agree to. So here's the thing. They agree, send us the terms. And if they didn't send the terms, that means something else was going on. Because when you get a green light to move forward, you move forward. Okay, you don't stand still. You don't stop. It's not a stop sign. It's a green light. That means go. Right? So that being said, instead, Tyson Fury, the Avenger, came over to step in. Not true. Wilder knew, and his team, they knew that Tyson Fury was a guy that supposedly was low-hanging fruit with a good name because he was undefeated. He was nothing more than a Demetrius Andrade, a guy that once was good but never lost in the ring, but lost outside the ring based on inactivity. That type of fighter. They thought that was what he was and who he was based on the fact also, specifically, he was over 400 pounds. So, someone that fell off that hard but supposed to make a comeback, it's not always in the favor. He did have two tune-ups, Safari and Pianetta, right? So he had two tune-ups to get himself prepared for someone like that. But, I think that those guys used each other to freeze AJ out. See, people forget that. See, there was some power tripping going on. That's all that really was. And what comes with power tripping? Ego, It's rode in with the car of ego based on the fact that, Wilder wanted more. Wilder wanted a split. Wilder wanted to be, a man at the sitting negotiating table. He did not want to receive offers. Him and his team wanted to negotiate. They didn't want something given to them and then they take it. That's what Shelly Finkel said a long time ago. Even with the DAZN deal, which was stupid to drop, but that's what they wanted. They wanted to know how much AJ was getting based on how big their split would be. They wanted a split. Lennox Lewis is talking rubbish about what AJ didn't do, and Deontay Wilder publicly called him out and all this and that and the other. Well, I mean, here's the thing. You call someone out in public, someone privately sends you offers or contracts, and then you renege or you deny or you reject, then whose fault really is it? It's Wilder's fault. You know, Lennox Lewis himself, okay, said that he would have took the deal, the DAZN deal. He told me that on Twitter, okay, a while back. You can still check the Twitter wars and messages and stuff like that because he did his homework for me, he says. But nonetheless, I think, you know, Lennox Lewis is just basically, you know, siding with Deontay Wilder because he liked the energy of Wilder. He liked the public perception of Wilder. He liked the call outs. He liked the energy. He liked the approach. You know, Wilder back in the day ain't that, you know, ain't the guy he is today. You know, today he's all kind of shriveled up and his hair is long and, you know what I mean? He's about 20 pounds south of where he probably should be, to be fair. Everything is peace and blessings ever since he's tried the ayahuasca and, you know, and but back then that wasn't the dude. The dude back then, Wilder, was a mean, brash, outspoken fighter. You know, that's the word I was looking for. It took me a while to grab it. But no, he was outspoken and he was, you know, he was one of those guys that, you know, it seemed that it was more to him than just boxing because he, you know, he started a revolution of people that were woke, or I can't even say woke. I don't even think that's the right word. Ethnically aware of history and the things that happened for 400 people fighting to this day, right? So, you know, he started a movement, and I don't even think he even meant to. But that was just an example of him being outspoken. You know what I mean? And it was needed in boxing. You know, it's needed now. So did it ruffle people's feathers, him saying certain things but not getting the fight? Sure it did, because we never seen the fight. But was it entertaining at the same time? Well, you bet it was, okay? You know, I think Deontay Wilder calling out AJ at the time, I think he was sabotaged by his own people. You know, his own people talked him out of taking deals that could have rejected on him being a possible unified, undisputed champion. If you guys think back, you don't understand how serious this really is. The thing Alexander Usyk is what Deontay Wilder could potentially been, or Anthony Joshua, had the fight happen. Because Joshua had the rest of the belts. Deontay Wilder had the WBC. Sure, they've changed hands over the years now, but he had that. And he had the opportunity to be an undisputed champion. Oh, by the way, Deontay Wilder didn't give a damn about that. He just cared about his WBC belt. So, you know, he went from one face, one name, one champion to there's not about the belts. It don't matter. I got the best belt anyway, so why should I worry about his belts over there? So, you know what I mean? So, you know, you went from that to that. So that definitely tells you that ego was in place. I'm the man. I need to be respected. I need a sat down at the table to negotiate. I got the WBC. I'm the WBC. I've had it for 5 years or how many other years he had it at that time, because he had it a while, since 2015. And, you know, that's what that was about. Now, Lennox saying all that, Lennox Lewis needs to know the facts, which I just given. Okay. You know what I mean? It's hard for him to make and still do articles like this to this day. You know what I'm saying? When he admitted I would have took the DAZN deal. Why can't you end it at that? Because that was pretty much the ending point of all negotiations when it dealt with Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, when they were both champions, when they were undefeated. You know what I'm saying? That they could have been undisputed. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Lennox Lewis once again rehashing, reopening, revisiting, resurrecting that Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder was avoided by Anthony Joshua. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch.